lit just like a frat. Young gat nigga 13, beat the pack out. Got my first strap, deuce, hit like Pacquiao. Got my first strap, deuce, hit like Pacquiao. Ay, yeah, we gon' lay him down. Ay, Draco with a 30, got 100 rounds. Ay, young gat nigga move 100 pounds. If a pussy nigga try me, we gon' gun him down. Blow it back out, I'ma blow it back out. Shawty, she gon' ride, got her with me in the trap house. Young gat nigga 13, beat the pack out. Got a shooter with me, and we legit like a frat house. Blow it back out, I'ma blow it back out. Shawty, she gon' ride, got her with me in the trap house. Young gat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Hi.
Let's clap it up. What a long night last night. But we're back and we are fresh. We are healthy. We feeling good.
Amen.
We feeling free.
Amen.
And we're at a function that will tap into our business mindset. You know what I'm saying? With these great gentlemen coming up here right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the House of BET. I'm Ray J, and I'm happy to be here.
Yes, yes, and I'm so excited to be here with Ray J. Can we give it up one more time for our good boy Ray J? Outside yesterday. My name is Gia Peppers, and we'll be co-hosting.
Give it up for Gia.
Oh, thank you. We'll be co-hosting this House of BET all weekend long, which is basically today and tomorrow. So make sure you guys come out, tell your friends to tell a friend. Are y'all fans of Earn Your Leisure, the podcast?
I know I am.
First of all, they right backstage, so I need y'all to act like I just said it real crazy. Are you guys fans of Earn Your Leisure, the podcast? You guys are about to get an exclusive episode with a big boss, probably one of the biggest bosses we've seen in this last decade, a legend and icon herself, Miss NeNe Leakes is here to bless the stage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and me, NeNe and I and a lot of other class members, we got the new show College Hill coming out June 27th, day after the BET Awards. We going back to college.
Okay.
College Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to just get smart.
I like that. I like that. Well, y'all about to get real smart. Everybody make some noise for Earn Your Leisure featuring NeNe Leakes.
Yes.
Like that jacket, brother.
Thank you, brother. Like that shirt.
Yeah, shout out to Ray J's jacket. That's fire.
Man, shout out to y'all outfits, man. Shout out to y'all outfits.
What's going on, BT? What's going on, y'all?
What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, NeNe Leakes. Ladies and gentlemen, NeNe Leakes.
Look at us. I love it. I love it.
Yes, yes, yes. Make some noise for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Whoa.
I love to see this. I love to see this. So first and foremost, NeNe, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Hospitality.
That's a fact. I told my mom, I said, Mom, you're not going to believe who we're going to sit down with today. I said, your girl. And she said, oh, my God. So, one of those proud moments for my mom. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to just jump right into it. I'm not even wasting any time. A lot of people know you from being on TV, but
Yes.
you're an entrepreneur, you're a businesswoman.
Yes.
And people might not fully realize that. So when you start a TV production company, let's talk about that. Like, what was the thought process behind that? What has been some of the challenges? What has been some of the learning experiences from being on the other side of the camera?
Well, I started a production company called the NeNe Leakes Production. I produced my wedding show on Bravo. And my thoughts were, when I first started the company, was just to put Black people on television. That's it. I love TV. I love the creative side of it. And being behind the camera actually gave me a lot of control. I had no control when I was on the front of the camera. So I wanted to actually see what it was like to be behind the camera. And my thought process the whole time was just to give opportunities to other Black women.
Clap it up for that.
A lot of people, though, they don't really know who's producing and who's not producing. Sometimes they see you and they think that you're just talent. But there's a lot of people that are talent and producers on shows as well, you know?
Good. So I'm wondering now, because you've had a long history in reality TV.
Yeah.
At what point did you switch to say, you know what, I want to be bigger than the talent, I want to have a hand in everything? Were you the person that was talking to the producers? Were you talking to the writers of the shows, picking their brain, trying to understand the process as you were going?
I was trying to understand the process, but being in reality TV, our producers are like right in the front of us every single day. And I got a chance to see everything they were doing. And I would say to myself, I can do the same thing she's doing. Like, why she doing that and I ain't doing that? You know what I mean? Then I started thinking, how much she get paid? You know, like that.
Important question.
You know, but in the producing world, there's all kind of producers. You know, there's some that are really low that's getting, you know, not that much money. And then there are some that are up higher who are getting a lot of money. So I was like, what a lot of money at? Which way do I go? And, you know, it's not an easy process either, especially being a female. You know, we have to try to figure out ways to get there. You know, you guys are leading in a lot of things. And so it's not an easy process. But I watched everybody, and I just simply thought I could do that. Now, how I'm going to do it, I don't know. I just know I could do it. I was like, they ain't really doing that much. You know, that was my thought. But there is a lot to it.
So there's a lot of women in the audience, a lot of black women in the audience. Shout out to all the black ladies. So you spoke about, you know, being talent and people treating you as only talent and not respecting the business side of it. And then it's a double-edged sword because people also don't respect women the same way, and especially black women. So how was that? What were some of the challenges, adversity that you faced when you wanted to, you know, go on the other side of the camera? Did people not take you serious? Did they, you know, kind of brush you off? Like, what was your experiences?
I don't think that I wasn't taken serious. Again, it felt to me like it was male dominant, and it's, you know, I'm a female, and I was doing reality TV. So a lot of times people don't take reality stars that serious, I don't think. They think that all of them are here to just get known, right? So I think just being taken serious was the first big issue, and then it being a male dominant position. Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the things, obviously, you come from reality TV.
Yeah.
And
but that's not all that I am.
You're so much more. Author,
so much more.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I want to get into that piece. So as you're building the production company, you're also starting other businesses.
Yes.
Right? And so you went into the restaurant business.
Yes.
What was the passion behind that? We love to eat. It was like, this is another business opportunity, or was somebody guiding you saying, hey, you know what? This is another avenue, another source of income that you can add to your portfolio. What was that like?
Well, I have a lounge, it's a night lounge, and obviously we have a kitchen, so we do serve food, hookahs, and all of that kind of stuff. I love to host. My husband and I, we built a home that we can host and entertain in, so I love that part of it, which is why I wanted to have a night lounge. I love to entertain, I love to host people. And so I am still currently doing that, and I love that side of the business. That, too, is a male-dominated business. The nightlife is definitely ruled by men, definitely. You know, I wanted to say, I'm sorry, I know you were going to try to say something. I was always taught, my mom's sister raised me, and she always taught us to have multiple streams of income. And once I got into the industry and just being a talent, I felt like people could really take that away from you. You know what I mean? It felt to me like everybody have a moment, and then that moment starts to kind of fade a little bit, and you need other things that you can grab at when things go away. So I started opening up everything in sight. I was like, how much money y'all make? Open up a store over here, a lounge over there, you know, just everything, because you need to make sure you are secure.
So how do you determine what's a good investment and what is not what's a bad investment? Because you could open up a lot of stuff and they all go bankrupt and they all go bust. So how do you decide, okay, this makes sense? It's always going to be a risk, but this is something that I feel confident with.
Well, I will tell you this. First of all the business I've ever opened up, I was passionate about them. And to me, that is the right way to go. Because I feel like if you're not passionate about something, you're not going to give it your all. So all of the things that I've done and all the business I've invested in, it was all because I really liked them. I wasn't ever looking at it like just money. I want the money. I want
First
the money.
and foremost.
Yeah, I want the money, but I need to like it. You know what I mean? I need to like it. Because I can't just invest in anything and don't know what my money's doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So my choice is the things that I like and I'm passionate about.
Yeah, one of the things that we've kind of done as we've started new businesses is always allowed us to put other people in position. And so when we talk about building teams, we have a close team because we know the people that we're putting to run some of the businesses. What's your approach as you're building businesses? Are you trying to do hands-on each time, or are you saying I have somebody that would be great for this position, let them take it, I'll oversee it?
No. Listen, all of my businesses, I've been hands-on with them. And the moment I thought in my head that I'm going to step back and let somebody take over is when my business stopped making money. Every single time. For me, I've not had luck with finding good help. You know, people that can work and just help you a lot. So all of my business, I'm hands-on, I'm calling every day. I wished I could find somebody that would be me, step in my shoes and be me, but it's not like that. It hasn't been that way for me at all. I've had to be hands-on, I've had to watch every dime, I've had to do that myself. Is that not what happens to you?
Our
I
story's
just
a
wonder,
little
is it just happening to me? Do you not?
Well, we come from a small community, and so we've all known each other for years. I mean, since like first grade. So anytime there's a business opportunity, because a lot of them come to us, we'll look at it, we'll dissect it, we'll say, all right, this is an opportunity for us to be a part of it. And what we'll do is say, all right, we can't be hands-on because we can't do everything.
No, you can't.
We'll find somebody who has great characteristics that can lead the business. So when we started a vending machine company, we said, all right, well, we have the perfect person to run that. He's actually in the room right now. Shout out to Abdullah. When we wanted to do a logistics.
And you trust them?
Of course. So this is why I trust him. I've known him since he was 9 years old, right? So now he's in his 20s. I've seen him grow. I know his maturity. I know his organization. Those skills are going to be perfect for him to run this business.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has different opinions. A lot of people say don't do business with family, but our motto is only do business with family. And
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's a New York thing. we got
I'm from New York too, originally.
I know.
Like, hold on. Where y'all family at? Only do business with family. Shoot.
But that's something that we, even talking to like people like Rick Ross, right? Where you ask him about Wingstop, everybody hears the headline, he owns 47 Wingstops. And it's no disrespect to Ross, he's a great guy. But if you ever ask him, he really doesn't know any details about Wingstop. His mom and his sister run the operation. So that's what he was saying.
Because it was probably their idea, and he just put his name behind it, don't you think?
I think it was.
And his money.
The money part is
That's
important.
important. That's important.
That's his role.
But I feel like, you know, it's a delicate situation working with people, but at some level you have to relinquish hands-on control, because I feel like you can only go so far by micromanaging and doing everything yourself.
Well, how you gonna watch your money?
Well, you gotta watch your money. I mean, that's
That doesn't stop. Watching the money never stops.
How do you do that? Because you just said you just give it to your friend.
When
he's showing you the numbers. Are you looking at them every week?
Yeah, you definitely have to go over it. You have to go over the books. Very important. No, it's serious. You gotta go over the books.
But you can't go over the books once a year.
Nah, for sure.
No.
Well, I look at bank accounts every single day.
Okay.
That's my morning wake up ritual.
That's the newspaper for us.
That's on the wake up. So I'm in my accounts every single day, but no, you have to have systems in place.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, you know, let's go over the numbers, let's go over the books. Why did this happen? Why did this not happen? And you know, I think just transparency leads to comfort. You know, because it's like sometimes if you're not transparent, it could lead to people believing certain things that might not even be true. But it's like, all right, I don't mind you spending this money, but let me just know why you spent it, so we can have an understanding.
You don't just invest for passion. You invest for bucks, right?
For sure.
Like
For sure.
that's very male-like. Yeah, I'm a woman, so I need to know about my dollars and be passionate about them. Men take a little bit more of a risk, I feel.
Like I feel like we have a truck, like an 18-wheeler, and I have no passion for logistics, but I understand the business now, and I understand that everything moves via trucks or planes. So it's a good business to be in, and it's something that, you know, has been good for us. So I have no passion about vending machines, but it's like,
But we all use them.
I have no real passion about real estate, but I understand that everybody has to live somewhere. So, you know, I feel like a lot of things that we do, we might not be the most passionate about it, but it's good business. And as long as it's good business and it doesn't go against anything ethically that we stand for, then it's like, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that felt very man-like.
I'll just add to it really quickly. One other thing, rather than, because a lot of times that trust factor is like, can I trust them? Can I trust them? But that usually happens when we're paying somebody. Like what we'll do is we'll look at the company and say, can we offer equity, right? Because now the company thriving is also something that's going to help you. And so rather than paying somebody a salary, no, you got a percentage of this company. It gives them incentive to make sure everything's going to work, right? If you take money from the company, then you're going to lose money as well.
Right.
And so that kind of helps and alleviate that trust factor as well. Yeah.
So on all of your, why am I asking you what I mean?
I like this.
This is good.
I like
But on
this.
all of your
Vibe.
businesses, are you paying yourself? Are you getting a salary? Or sometimes you can't pay yourself right away, right?
No, that's a
So-
good question. So, what our two main businesses that we have is Earn Your Leisure LLC and EYLU LLC. We got like 10 LLCs, but both of those they started as LLCs. Now they're S corps.
S corps, yep.
And the reason why we did that, our accountant was educating us and was like, you guys are making too much money now. So
Don't say that
Yeah,
too loud,
I have
please.
escorts.
Yes, you didn't hear that, yes. You ain't hear that. Damn, Shotty.
What money?
What money, yeah. You know the feds listening.
Yeah, but like once we changed it over, we had to start taking salary.
Yeah.
We had to start taking salary, and it was a more structured approach as opposed to just taking distributions. We still take distributions on top of the salary, but now the salary's in place. So yeah. So to answer your question, but all of the other companies we don't pay salary. We'll take a distribution if there's money to be taken. So some we take distribution, some take salary.
All profitable.
Okay.
It goes back to what you were saying, right? Like, and we kind of live by this theory too. Having one income is too close to none,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's like two people that got more than one income. Like, no, we should all be clapping. Yeah, but I mean, that's something that we saw obviously during the pandemic, right? When people untimely lost their jobs and had to figure out how to make money, right? If we had more sources of income, then obviously losing one hurts, but it wouldn't hurt as much, right?
Yeah. Did you start a business during the pandemic? Because I actually bought my business right before the pandemic, my lounge.
Yes, yeah, I saw
And
the
then
dates.
I
Yeah.
went, and then we were shut down. And I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? I put all this money in this place and we shut down.
I feel like there's opportunities in every crisis.
Yeah.
We didn't necessarily start a business, but we doubled down on our business.
Okay.
So we started a show called Market Mondays. Anybody watch Market Mondays here?
Put a yes in chat if we made you some money.
So we started that show. So a friend of mine, his name is Wall Street Trapper. He's like big on social media. And I told him at the beginning of the pandemic, I said, this is an opportunity. I said, you need to double down on your content. Whatever you're doing, double down on it, because now people are in a situation where they know education is the only thing that can save them, and they're home. So now we have an opportunity. And the good thing, we're about to go into a recession right now, most people think, is that a lot of businesses fail during recessions, but the businesses that do succeed, now you become authority in the space. So, one person's misfortune is another person's blessing. And, COVID, I hate to say it like that, but COVID was a blessing for us because our business took off. But we were prepared for that.
Yeah.
You never know when it's going to happen, but it's like, there's opportunities in every crisis. And that was an opportunity right there. And I think we're about to go into another economic downturn. We're already in an economic downturn. So all the entrepreneurs, all the investors, a lot of people scared, like crypto's down, stocks are down. Well, that's what you want. You don't want to invest when it's up. Like this is what you've been waiting for.
Yep.
So it's like, people run away from what they actually should be running to. So entrepreneurs, this is a time to double down on your business, educate yourself, investing, educate yourself, double down, because these opportunities don't come around too often.
Let me ask you something else. I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay.
You guys are friends and you do business together, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So I have a friend that's asking to do business with me right now.
Okay.
And I feel some kind of way because, I feel some kind of way because the friendship means more to me than the business. And I don't want our friendship to, go away because we had differences in business. Yeah. So would you suggest more like a prenup, a contract up front between each other?
An operating agreement.
Yes.
We're in agreement.
Yeah, that always helps. But
Do you guys have that?
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
we have that. I think one of the things, and we've kind of learned this, right? There's a bunch of us. There's got a bunch of best friends that grew up together. One of the things we realize is that you have to put people in positions that they can thrive in, right? We just can't put people in positions where it's like, all right, you don't know how to do this, figure it out on the fly. Sometimes that works, but a lot of times it doesn't. And so what they'll do is they'll start resenting what you're asking them to do. And so boundaries get crossed, right? And now I'm asking you to help with the business that, your job, and it's like, well, I ain't doing it. Well, they wasn't really passionate, and we should have saw as leaders of the company that they're not great at that. They might be great at something else. And so finding opportunities for them to thrive is always, always, always essential. So your friend, the business you're thinking about right now, right? If she or he is not great at that,
No, he's great at it. He's great at it. I just am afraid that we won't be friends because of business, and I don't want that to happen.
Sometimes, if there's ever a situation for me like that, business gets attended and friendships get ended because.
This guy, he's really different. He's really different. That's good to know, man. God damn.
That is good to know. He's like, the friendship has ended.
Can we curse on here?
Oh, my God.
Damn.
I mean, it's the harsh reality of life, right? Like, this is what we have.
That's why you need the prenup up front.
Yes. But that's a real situation, and it's like for entrepreneurs, we only see like the good side of entrepreneurship, but what about the bad side, right?
Yeah.
And that's real. Like sometimes you could sever ties over entrepreneurship, but you got to understand when you go into business, this is to provide a legacy. This is to provide for your family.
Yeah.
So I look at it like I love my friends, but nobody's going to stop me from feeding my son. That's my number one priority. So if you're doing something that's detrimental to that, then you're not really my friend.
Harsh. Preach. So can I ask you a question now?
Sure.
I mean, thanks.
I like that. I like
this is good. This is good. I like this format. So has there ever been, because we've been in business before and it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
And most people they forget that part of the story. They never even want it. They just want to know, earn your leisure, great success, how'd you do it? But have there been businesses that you've been in and they didn't work? Because those stories are just as important as the successful ones, because you're going to be able to tell somebody and teach them through those, I guess, quote unquote failures, but they're really just lessons.
My first business failed because of what I said earlier. I wasn't looking after my business. I allowed someone else to do it, and it just did not succeed. I did not see any profit from it. I felt like it was taking more from me. I kept dumping money into it, and I wasn't getting anything out of it. And that, too, was because I wasn't hands-on. Now that I'm hands-on with my business, I see more that way. Yeah, every time I take a step back, I lose.
Talk about that.
I need some
Explain
good
that.
business partners.
There's some in here.
Yeah, you really do. I love you guys' work relationship. I don't like what he said about it. But yeah.
We're gonna have a company meeting.
Atlanta's like a second home, so let's open up another lounge.
Oh, yeah.
What we talking about? Let's do it.
Don't worry, I'll
BT
Not in
exclusive.
Atlanta, though. We got to go to another city.
I'm gonna write the operating agreement for
Yeah.
us.
Okay, sure.
If we can't do it in Atlanta, let's do it in LA.
Oh, L.A. How about Vegas?
Vegas is vibes.
There's another
Vegas
vibe.
is vibes.
Definitely a vibe.
So we at the BET house. This is BET weekend. What does this mean to you to be amongst all this Black Excellence BET Awards? What's your thoughts on this whole weekend experience from BET?
Obviously, it's not my first time being a part of Black entertainment television.
You epitomize it.
No, I love it. It means a lot. It is Black excellence at its best. This is going to be an amazing weekend. We have Diddy getting an award this weekend, which is going to be absolutely amazing. Yeah. So, he's the party man of all parties, and it's going to be great. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to sit with you guys as well.
Yeah, so you're back in the BET family. Obviously, It's not your first time here. Can we talk about College Hill, Celebrity Edition? You left reality TV for a little bit, but now you're back. So why is now the time, and what made you decide to do it?
I didn't know that now was the time. I had taken a break from reality television for a little while, and when they approached me, BET came to me months ago about College Hill. I was like, oh, no, I'm not excited about studying. That doesn't sound fun to me. Like, I haven't studied in forever. What am I going to be doing studying? And I thought, well, if I want to get back into reality, I should just jump in. I never lived with people before, so I decided to jump in and move into this house with a bunch of other celebrities, and one of them is your lovely host, Ray J.
Shout out to Ray J.
Sounds like an adventure.
Your lovely host, Ray.
A legend in the
He
game.
will go viral every week.
I'm sure.
Because he is doing it. But it is, and we really are college students. We really do go to school every day at an HBCU out in Houston, Texas. I went to college in Atlanta, Georgia at Morris Brown for a while. I didn't finish, but taking this experience, it was at first it was hard because I haven't studied in years. So I would study for 10 minutes and then take a 10-hour break and then study for 10 more minutes. I had no study habits. Like, it's hard, after you've not been in school for a really long time. So it's a real experience, and it turned out for me to be a great experience. I really loved it.
Just clap it up for that. Higher education. So let me ask you this. You could ask us the question, too, after I'm asking you this question.
I know we did 3 in a row, right?
But it's college. Talking about college, right? There's always a debate. Is college outdated? Is college still necessary? I know you said you went to college at one point. How was your experience? Like, do you feel that college was beneficial to you? And do you think that college is still something that is a requirement to be successful?
It's not a requirement to be successful. My son, I have a young son, he's 23. I wanted him to go to college. He did not want to go to college. Now, he does come from a long list of entrepreneurs. His dad is an entrepreneur, me, his family members are all entrepreneurs. But I wanted him to go to college. I just felt like he needed to go to college and it would be great for him. But he didn't want to go. And we had the conversation that doesn't mean that he won't be successful because he don't go to college. I do feel that education is important, though. And if you can go, once again, when we talked earlier about having multiple streams of income, you can go get your degree and you can sit it on the shelf, and one day you may have to reach back at it and use it. That may be another stream of income. Getting an education is very important, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You want to ask us that question?
Did you go to an HBCU? Or do you think going to college is important?
Yeah, I didn't go to an HBCU, but I did spend a lot of time in Coppin and Morgan, so.
That counts, right? That got to count for something. He got like 3 credits for being there so much.
I should have honorary degree.
Exactly.
But it's interesting. I feel like my college experience was a little different because I didn't have to pay for it. I played basketball, so I had a scholarship. That was a blessing.
I didn't have to pay you. My parents paid for it. I still quit.
Another blessing.
Yeah.
See? We all wasn't, that fortunate. But it's a blessing. That's a blessing for sure. But I feel like, I look at my experience and I just feel like for anybody that's young, just know what you're doing. Because people spend so much money on college taking out debt and they have degrees. Like I myself have a communications degree. If I wasn't doing business, I don't know what I would be doing, right? It's not really worth too much, to be honest. Like a state school, a communications degree, good luck. Trying to find a job or trying to find a real career.
That's not true because I majored in mass communications and I had a minor in journalism.
But what are you doing right now?
Well, I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
Point taken.
Exactly.
But, that is something you could have reached back at. Yeah. Maybe. But you feel like it didn't work for you at all.
I feel like I didn't learn anything. But the social aspect was good. Because I developed, how to live on your own. Friends that I'm still friends with to this day, and that's just as important as like textbook information. But what I learned outside of the classroom has been way more beneficial than what I learned inside of the classroom.
Sure.
So I always tell people, like, never let your education stop at the classroom because it's like that's just the beginning, right? Like you learn how to read and write, but they're not necessarily going to teach you the things that is really going to, propel you.
Yeah.
Right.
In this world, especially in business.
Yeah,
but I don't really know if you're telling me that getting an education is important or not.
So I'll say it is important.
Let me say this. Education, the word education is extremely important.
Right.
And we've been taught to think education is school.
Okay.
That's not necessarily true.
Okay.
That's only one, but that could even be a miseducation.
Yeah.
So it's like our platform is built on education. But it's not education through school. It's education talking to entrepreneurs, talking to investors. So education is extremely important. We should all seek education from cradle to the grave.
But college isn't necessary.
Doesn't necessarily mean formal education.
Yeah.
So my experience, I'll say that education is necessary. I went to school to be a teacher. And so, So when I got into the system, right, I realized, like, what are we teaching these kids, right?
I cannot even imagine you as a teacher. Not a school teacher.
Like kindergarten through 5th grade, I was teaching. So I taught phys ed and health.
This is before you had Rolexes and chains and Dressing like a
But I still had the suits, though. I did have the suits.
dressing like a 1980s drug dealer.
Yeah. I didn't have the Rolex.
Where's the beeper?
Next time. That was
Very nostalgic.
Yeah, so I did have the tracksuits because I was teaching phys ed and health, but I realized earlier, like, if we're not teaching things that they can apply in their real life, then we're going to be, I felt complicit. I felt like we're doing them a disservice. And so I said to myself, like, if I'm going to be complicit and I'm getting paid to do this, what am I really here for, right? And so it was like, we got to figure out something that can teach these kids outside of these four walls. That's why we talk about all the time. Education is not limited to four walls in the schools. And so that was the premise of it. But being in college helped really create the title for what we do now, right? Earn Your Leisure was because people never saw the hard work that we were doing in school. I stayed home, but I was working while I was in school, right? I had 2 jobs. I worked in an elementary school, then I worked in an after-school program, then I went to school at night, I went to school on Saturdays. All people saw were like, yo, he has a nice car. Yo, he travels a little bit. Yo, he's dating pretty girls. They go to parties all the time. And they're like, they never saw all the work. And so when we were coming up with the title, I'm like, yo, no one sees any of that. But we've actually earned some of these freedoms by putting the work in. And so, thank you. And so college, going through that, you get very disciplined on saying, all right, well, I know what it is to have hard work. I know what it is to sacrifice. I know what it is to try to invoke change. Let's do it in a way that's unique to us, but can impact the world.
The thing with school, and this is what I learned, it's not, because we have a platform called EYL University, which is like an online platform that we have. And a lot of it is built from school model because the actual framework of school is beneficial. Like mascot, people like to be around each other. There's discipline, there's time structures in place. That's actually beneficial. It's what they're teaching that's not beneficial. So it's like the actual
I agree with
framework of school, I'm not anti. I'm just anti almost every single thing that they teach in school.
Right. So I felt that way when I was going
guess
to
they agree on
College
that
Hill.
too.
I was like, they said, what was your weakness when you were in school? I was like, algebra. But algebra didn't help me do nothing? You know? And why are we teaching algebra? You know. And then, so you'd be okay if your child was an entrepreneur.
I mean, so me and him is the exact opposite. Like he said, he was working 3 jobs and all. I never had a job, so I was only an entrepreneur my whole life. So if my child, he could be whatever he wants to be, but if he's not an entrepreneur, I don't really know how to give him any advice or any guidance on that because I never did that. So
We got to call Uncle Troy.
yeah. But I felt like, why would he not be an entrepreneur? Like, because if I look at it like this, if you want a job, work for me. What's the point? What's the point? Like, what's the point of building a business and your kid has to go outside to Wendy's to get a job when he's 16?
Right.
That defeats the whole purpose of us working so hard on what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's like now when it's time to get your working papers, you could work for me. Yeah. And now that's how we actually grow.
We hustle for our last name.
Yeah, my son works for me too, but that is not always like great either. So, you know, they don't want to do.
We saw that. I saw that as an example, right? My dad worked 42 years for a company. That guaranteed me nothing, right? I couldn't walk in that office and say, "Can I get an interview? How you doing?" Like, it guaranteed me nothing. And so when I was in education, as I'm working, and I'm seeing teachers that are there 35 years, 25 years, I'm like, that can't be me, right? This isn't my school unless it has my name on it. Right? And so I can't guarantee him even an interview in this school because who knows who the principal's going to be and who knows if he wants a young black man to be in his school. And so that was kind of the premise. It was like, nah, I've done that and been on the hiring end. It was like, nah, it's time to boss up. We got to leave a legacy, right? And so... Yeah. And so that's what we're doing. It's like, listen, we're going to build a legacy. So if my son needs to work or his daughter, they're going to call Uncle Rashad. They're going to call Uncle Mike first and foremost, because we're going to build within.
Yes. Okay. Well, all right, guys.
Well, there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen. So what's next for you? What's on the vision board in your 5-10-year plan?
Well, obviously, I need to get a working contract between me and my
Done.
You guys have already told me that, right?
Has to happen.
Gotta have it.
No, but opening more businesses and continue to do television. That's my thing, and that's what I'm passionate about.
Do you clap it up for that? Do you ever feel like, fame? People only see the good things with fame, but do you ever feel like it's kind of a gift and a curse? Like it's a burden. You go into the grocery store, people stop and you're like, hey, what's up? Like,
Yeah.
what's the downside to that?
It's a bittersweet. It's very bittersweet. You know, people are all in your business. Yeah, it's bittersweet, but it's more sweet than bitter to me, I think. You know, being a public figure is special. It's special. That's all I can tell you. It's bittersweet, though.
Yeah, I can imagine you in the supermarket and somebody's like, girl, I saw you last night.
No, they don't usually tell me they see me. They can just hear me, and they be like, I knew that voice. So, I mean, it's not always fun, but, yeah, that comes with it, though.
So you obviously reality TV is a thing. There was some acting opportunities. Do you see yourself going into that? Because I know television is something you've done, but acting is something that you've done as well.
Yeah.
So do you see more roles for yourself in
Oh,
that
yeah.
field?
You know, I've done TV for a really long time. I've done Broadway. One of the things I love is Broadway and theater. So I would love to do that again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would love to see it.
Yeah. New York.
That's the Mecca.
You got to give us an invite when you're on Broadway. So my last question is, if you could give advice to anybody that's here, I'm sure there's a lot of creatives, entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs that want to be on this side, want to be in your seat.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to them?
I think being an entrepreneur, you have to be a risk taker a little bit, would you say? So I would say don't be afraid. I mean, my first business, I think I had about $2,000, and I invested that, and it grew into something more and something more. I think that for anybody out here that wants to be an entrepreneur, just don't be afraid to take a chance. That's all.
So here's my final
Question?
Oh, I got my final question.
And I think, too,
all right. So
I was going to say, I think being an entrepreneur, too, you can't be afraid to fail because as an entrepreneur, that is a big possibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so you can't be afraid to do that.
So our slogan is assets over liabilities.
I'm sorry again?
Assets over liabilities. That's our slogan. That, you know, like having assets, you know, more assets to pay for liabilities. So I'm wondering, right, what's the biggest asset that you have in your life right now?
Right now, this may sound different to you guys, but the biggest asset, because I just went through a big loss, is my children. Yeah.
Biggest blessing for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, clap it up for that. So we'll do one question because you raised your hand.
I didn't even know we could do that.
Yeah, we're gonna just.
I think somebody raised their hand over here too.
I take risks. I was like, I gotta raise my hand.
Yeah,
Shoot your shot.
gotta
Let's
do
do
it.
Is there?
No chances, no advances.
take
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, she about to pull her LLC out right now.
No, I actually had Wait, no, y'all, because I've been following y'all for like a couple years. I'm from Brownsville.
Brooklyn. Where Brooklyn at?
Yes, sir.
Brownsville never ran, never will.
You know.
All right, so yeah, I really appreciate what you said about risk.
Thank you.
But I had a question for y'all, but now I have a question for you, and I'm just like, anyways, I know y'all know about Carnegie. He's like a big deal. He makes a lot of money. I feel like y'all are like on that trajectory. You feel me? Carnegie, like the guy that makes.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I like
All
that.
right,
I
cool,
appreciate that.
You're smart. I like that. I like that.
Yes,
From
sir.
your mouth to God's ears.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, if you heard about Napoleon Hill, the journalist who wrote that book, I think it was something. Yeah. Wow, y'all were smart. I just wanted to know if it was possible. Could I be the Napoleon Hill to y'all's Carnegie? No, but in all seriousness, though, for real, I think what they did was really smart. A lot of the times people die with the knowledge they have in their minds, but they always say, yo, I want the next generation to be greater, I want them to be greater, but they don't have the same keys that people unlocked with their livelihoods. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So I've really been thinking about it. I've been studying y'all for a couple years. I was like, man, whenever I'm going to meet them, InvestFest is mad money, how am I going to see them? So like, yeah. So that was my question. And then I have a question.
Yeah, you're a writer?
Yeah, I'm a writer. That's what I went to school for. And it's like, how can I make money with that? But then it's my passion.
You can make a lot of money as a writer.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying, which leads to my question
writer,
for
you
you.
can write for other people, write books for people.
This is an amazing segue because I wanted to ask a question to you.
No, I mean, I know you was asking them. I just kind of like.
No, this is great. It's a party. It's a party.
You can make money that way, like being a writer, right? For
Sure,
other people,
yeah.
you know.
So, I really want to intern. I interned for Melissa Ford. I don't know if you know her.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a friend of ours.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, because I seen her on one of your Market Monday Lives, and I was like, let me pull up to her stream. Okay, anyways, no, but for real. Napoleon to your Carnegie.
I mean, I think that I like how you phrased that, and that's a very good book, and that's something that was extremely dope, that he just followed him, not only him, but all of his rich friends as well. And it took like 30 years.
Yeah.
And he gained so much information over the course of those 30 years, and he made that book, and it's, to this day, is one of the greatest books of all time, one of the top-selling books of all time. So let's definitely connect.
Yeah, I
Let's
talked to
connect
Janet. I
after.
volunteer for you guys, so she
Yeah.
has my contact.
And as far as InvestFest, we make something happen. Abdullah, where you at? Oh, okay. Come. We'll take care of you. Come see the young lady up here.
Yeah.
That makes me think. Do you guys put your friends on?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you guys have your group, your circle,
Yeah.
but do you put other friends or other associates on?
Yeah, everybody. Like, so it's us, but it's really like 15 of us. So like my sister is my life manager.
Okay.
His wife is our
Is my-
CFO. Abdullah, he's younger than us, but he's from our neighborhood. That's our manager.
Okay.
And our other partner, he's somewhere around. He's another childhood friend. Then his brother does editing, and then his other brother does merch. So it's all, everybody that we pretty much work with is all friends and family.
I mean, you put them all on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna put some more people on?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, more people in your circle.
Yeah, I feel like if you're
Part of the circle now.
not in business to empower people, then what are you in business for? That's selfish. If you just want to empower
But you
yourself,
can't empower. I mean, well, you can't put everybody on.
you can't.
Everybody isn't worthy of.
That's a fact. And sometimes you got to make hard decisions and fire people.
Oh,
Part of it.
I know.
Part of it. Oh, part two of the question.
Either.
Oh, she's back. She's back. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So I had a question for you. So I did, like, as soon as I graduated a couple months ago, I moved out here. And I've been trying to get internships. So I like how you said you had a production company. And I don't know if you have opportunities for internships. But if you do,
Oh, you want all the jobs.
yeah.
She's taking everything.
I gotta, no.
She shot 4
Can
shots.
I be, no, but like,
Steph
Bang,
Curry,
bang, 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 bang.
no, like,
NBA champ.
Bing bong.
somebody
She's
told
on
me.
fire.
Somebody told me, like, you could get really complacent with life, and I shouldn't waste my youth, you know? So I take that very seriously. I do. That's why I'm asking, because it's been a hard couple months, man.
No, it's been hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I was just asking them, do they put everybody on? I mean, I don't know. We would have to have a talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but thank
that's
you.
just being real. We would have to have a
that's
talk and see
okay.
where you really fit in. Because as he said earlier, you could just get somebody and throw them into any position and tell them to learn on their own, and it may never work out like that. But
That's why I
we'll have to
intern.
see what it is that you would be good at.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you too. And that's good. You asking. At least you have the courage to
A closed mouth
ask,
doesn't
right?
get fed.
That's a fact.
BT,
Yeah.
we love you guys. Thank you guys for coming out.
NeNe, thank you.
This was
Oh, thank
amazing.
you.
NeNe,
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
This was amazing.
Thank you guys so much. Tell your mama I said hey.
We're gonna take a picture backstage. I got you.
This was fun. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Love is love.
Thank
19
you.
Kings.
Bitch, I'm stylish. Glock talk, big t-shirt, Billy Eilish. Watch on my wrist.